Hi, and welcome to the Brisbane Professionals Podcast. This is a podcast brought to you by SMS Law, going through the legal secrets that will benefit you and your clients, as well as having a little bit of fun as we go. This podcast is designed to educate you on, number one, complicated legal terms that we will explain in an easy to understand manner. Two, to understand why you do things from a legal perspective in your business. And three, to help you develop a plan for the future success of your business. Our mission is to help empower small to medium-sized businesses around the world to get access to legal advice so that they can help build their communities and make the world a better place. Did you know that any business owner is on average 7 months away from losing everything? That is the average time that it takes from a successful business to fold when an aspect of their business is not set up correctly. This podcast is all about empowering you and your business with knowledge and tools to ensure that that doesn't happen to you or to your clients. Let's begin, shall we?
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Brisbane Professional Podcast. My name is Craig Mason, and I have with me Jeremy Stratton. Pause for effect. Say hello to everyone, please, Jeremy.
Pause for effect? You mean pause for applause?
Pause.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day.
There's no applause.
We are on a podcast, so the people are, I'm sure our listeners and viewers are clapping and applauding.
Yes. Let's hope some people...
I was going to say, and they haven't tuned out yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully there's still some people listening to us now. Whilst we jump into the topic for today, it's about powers of attorney and advanced health directives. So you've probably all heard these terms. You may not have dealt with it before, but they're pretty important documents when it comes to financial and personal health matters. So vitally important to think about these sorts of things. So Jeremy, what is a power of attorney then?
Yeah, so a power of attorney is a document that basically gives a power to another person to have control over over certain things about your life or your financial situation or your health matters. So there are two different types. There's a general power of attorney, and the general power of attorney basically lets people act on in your capacity. And then there's an enduring power of attorney, which is limited to usually financial and personal health matters or one or the other. So a power of attorney is a pretty important document. When you're using them, what you want to consider is really who you're giving power to and what's that power that you're giving. Especially in the professional space, there are some circumstances where you can't actually give someone the power over a certain role. So, for instance, a company director. A company director, if they give their own personal power of attorney, they're not giving power of attorney over that company. And so if they're a sole director company and they want the person to have power over the company, then they need to make sure that the company also gives them power of attorney. And that would be a general power of attorney. For an individual, when you're giving an enduring power of attorney, you want to make sure that the power of attorney will last and with someone who's trusted, someone who's not going to do the wrong thing by you and that understands your wishes. So there's a lot more to it, as you know, Craig, but that's in general what a power of attorney is. And the big things that our audience need to think about it around company directors and those kind of things. Do you want to talk for a moment about advanced health directives?
Yeah, absolutely. So advanced health directive is a separate document to your power of attorney, and it's all about health decisions. So there's a number of questions. I can't remember exactly how many now. Let's call it 40 questions. And you need to go to a doctor or a medical practitioner. Basically, they explain to you certain medical terms, and then you give an answer as to what you want to happen. So, do not resuscitate, no fluids, etc. If this was to happen to me. So it's a medical document in that sense that you need to get medical advice, and they sign off on it to say they've given you that advice. One thing you need to be careful with the Advanced Health Directive is they do have a power of attorney section in there as well. And you don't want to contradict something in the Advanced Health Directive and the power of attorney that you've done. So be careful with that. And there is a section where you do note who your attorney is. So fill that out as well. So it's something that's, I guess, takes it out of the hands of an attorney if something was to happen. This is only medical, doesn't apply to anything else. You're in hospital, you can no longer make decisions for yourself and you want particular way that you're dealt with in that instance, that's when the Advanced Health Directive pops up, and that takes it out of the hands of the attorney, and then they make those decisions from there based on that. So the medical people at the hospital, for instance. So yeah, when you're thinking about doing it, there is the doctor's appointment that you need to make. There are medical terms, things like that you need to think about. That's probably the only thing. Most of the time you see it where someone's seen a loved one, they know that they don't want that to happen to them if they were in that medical event, and they want to put something in place to ensure it doesn't happen to them. So, Jeremy, that's Advanced Health Directive. And strangely, you didn't mention Neville when you were talking about it, appointing attorneys before for our episode 57 listeners that know the notorious Neville.
Yeah, well, we want to be careful of Nevilles. We love Nevilles, but people just need to be careful of them about appointing them.
Yeah. What about Basil?
I think Basil's all right. Basil's fine.
Cool. So in terms of when you should be thinking about these documents and how to get started, I just kind of went on from that, Jeremy. I cut the laughter. You need to get legal advice about these things. You need to think about it. They are important roles and important documents, because once you've done it and something was to happen to you, that's how it's going to go. So you really got to put some thought into it, make sure they're drafted, get some legal advice about it, particularly the power of attorney, as Jeremy was talking about, the general one with companies, directors, etc. So you definitely need to get some advice on it, because they are quite important documents to be able to sell property, sell shares, what nursing home you might be living in. They're pretty important type decisions. So important documents, get the right advice. Jeremy, anything else you wanted to talk about for power of attorney and advanced health directives?
No, I think we've covered that in enough detail for everyone.
Absolutely. All right, that is it for us for today's show. Thank you for joining us. Please, if you do like the show, or if you don't, I guess we're open to any feedback. Please rate and review the podcast on whatever platform you might be receiving it. Jump on and like SMS Law on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Connect with us through LinkedIn. We do share other information outside of the podcast throughout the weeks, and we really encourage people to get involved and engage in the community that we have here. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.